Mac Jones has put immense pressure on Cam Newton. Skip, it's just like anything. You have a toy that you really like. You get a new toy, you start playing with the new toy. I thought Cam was playing really well. He played really well in the game, and from what I hear, he's been practicing really well. But he gave Coach Belichick an opportunity to put his eyes on this new toy. That new toy happened to be Mac Jones. And from what I've read, he was he wasn't good. He was great yesterday.
Yep.
And that's the one thing you don't want. Skip, I remember in '95, I fractured my eye socket. I ended up missing the last 3 games. They got an opportunity to look at my backup. They liked so much what they saw in my backup, they tried to trade me that offseason. Why? Because I gave them an opportunity. Yeah, the injury wasn't my fault. But, okay, Cam chose not to get vaccinated, whatever. He had to go for a doctor's appointment. But you've allowed Coach Belichick, you've allowed those other coaches to get extra looks at this guy. And he's shown them that, you know what? Hold on. We might need to, it's going to be very interesting. I still believe, Skip, that Cam is going to be the starter. But I believe the gap is close significantly.
Yeah.
And now, Skip, I believe Cam will start. But where I was 65-35, I might be 55-45. I might be closer to 50-50 now, whether or not Mac Jones opens the season as a starting quarterback.
I am now 92% certain that Mac Jones is going to be the opening day. Yeah, I'm 92. Who knows what Bill Belichick will decide.
Correct.
And he might just hear the way the wind is blowing on the internet, he might just go the other way.
Correct.
Because he loves to do what nobody thinks he will do or should do.
That is very correct.
I think even you, from what you just said, are starting to see the writing on the Gillette Stadium walls. This is where we're heading. And if those walls could talk, the stories they might tell about Deflategate, right? And many other bugging of locker rooms.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Spygate.
Spygate, you got it. I don't want to overreact to a joint scrimmage. Just so everybody gets this. There were Giants on the field versus Patriots on the field, but the rules are very different than real live football games because on defense, you can't run through your tackles. So the DBs have to kind of pull up as they are covering. And so if they draw a beat on the football and they think that they're going to arrive simultaneously, they got to pull up just a little bit because they can't just annihilate the receiver.
They don't do what we call, Skip, playing through the play.
Yes.
Where the guy would always play through, he'd do everything he can. If he got to get you on the ground to try to get the ball out, that's what would happen.
Right.
But now he's just like, he might scream, yep, and you just blow by it.
And there's no laying of wood on receivers on crossing routes over the middle. So that doesn't happen, and obviously the quarterback is off limits. So they can sort of wave at him as they go by. But he's kind of uncontested in the pocket. So, okay, we get all that. But this kid just lit them up. Because if you go 35 of 40, and it was over 2 different kinds of drills, because if I get this right from some of these reports.
7 on 7 on a team.
It was 13 of 14 and 7 on 7. So if you don't get 7 on 7, that's just receivers and DB type. It's the back 7. There's no pass rush at all. So that happened, but then they go to the
team 11 on 11
scrimmage, and he goes 22 of 26 in 11 on 11. And that included an 80-yard, 2-minute drill drive at the end for a touchdown. And they actually had 3 plays that they ran just in the red zone, and all 3 of them he threw touchdown passes. And he was spreading the ball like crazy because the point was everybody was catching them. James White caught 6. This is over the whole practice. Kendrick Bourne, who's new, caught 6. Jacoby Myers, who's been there, caught 6. And that new kid, Wilkerson, caught 5. So he was Brady-esque. He's spreading the ball around. And I'm sure there was a good deal of dinking and dunking, but it was so impressive that, according to many reports, when it ended, Mac Jones was pretty gassed because it was 90 degrees with high humidity. And so he's down on one knee on the sideline, and Belichick walked over to him and gave him a, if you want to call it a low high five. It was like one high, one low, but he high-fived him. Okay, that just doesn't happen. I don't know if he ever did that to Tom Brady, ever. Okay, so these are strong suggestions that job was lost yesterday by Cam Newton just because he wasn't there to defend himself.
Skip, if it wasn't lost, it says to me it's not a matter of when or if.
Yep.
It's going to happen. Mac Jones is coming. Skip, you don't take a guy in the first round with the anticipation, or, well, we'll just get him. It's not like it used to be in the old days, Skip. You take a guy in the first round and you let him sit for a couple of years.
Yep.
That's not how it is. They take guys in the first round now with the anticipation of these guys playing sooner rather than later.
Yep.
And when Cam allowed this to happen, that's what Drew Bledsoe, it wasn't his fault, but he allowed them to get an extended look at Tom Brady. Coach Belichick liked the look so much. Skip, even though he wasn't blowing it away, he said, you know what? We got something here. We can win with this guy. And you never want a coach to think, you know what? We can win with this. We can win with your replacement. Because once they think they can win with your replacement, guess what they're going to do? Replace you.
That is correct. So I told you from the start, I don't believe Bill Belichick has ever been quite comfortable with Cam, even though Cam has sacrificed a lot of sort of who he is and was at Carolina for the sake of the Patriot way. Cam Newton, to me, is as entertaining a quarterback as I've ever watched. There's flamboyance in there, but it's very natural. It comes easily to him. He's just entertaining. He is fun to watch. In fact, he's a blast to watch to me, because he's going to give you all he's got, and he's going to wear a lot of his emotions on his sleeves. And I even like him on social. It gets a little crazy, but it's highly entertaining. All of which Bill Belichick does not love. Mac Jones, obviously, is the flip side. He doesn't have much to say to the media. Just
where'd he come from? Alabama. You don't say a whole lot. Yeah, you don't be doing a whole lot of talking.
Yeah, the less you say, the better to the media. That's what he's been taught from the start. He's a hard worker. He's all those cliches. He's all those old school things. He's mentally tough. He's physically tough. Blah blah blah. We get it. That's the Belichickian way. That's who he's going to be more comfortable with going forward. And that would be the one where you could say, I stole that kid with the 15th overall pick, and Cam came to him obviously as a free agent, and Cam won an MVP 2015 for Carolina, not for Bill Belichick. So he didn't raise Cam. He didn't. He didn't show him the way. He didn't teach him everything he knows about playing in the NFL. Cam already knew. And Cam had some monster games last year and got COVID. And it feels like COVID is doing in Cam a second time, or at least the protocol is doing him in. So it'll be interesting to see what the reports are today. Did Cam go back to getting first-string snaps? Did he get his opportunity to regain some stature against the Giants again?
Skip, remember I told you yesterday, the normal protocol is in a 10-play series, what they do, they break it up in plays. You get 10 plays. The starter would normally take 7 to 8 reps. Then the backup comes in, he gets 2 snaps. Well, in 2 snaps, Skip, you got to press. It's like I was in college. I told my coach, I can't keep alternating. I run 2 plays, the other guy comes in for 2 plays. Let's just put the job up, and whoever wins, they the starter.
Fair enough.
Well, now all of a sudden, Mac Jones, he doesn't have to press because he's getting 2 plays. I'm getting 8 plays. So now I can relax knowing that I don't have to make something happen just in the 2 plays that I'm in the ball game. And it seems to me he relaxed yesterday. Because I don't Skip in a team setting, and I get it, having been in those situations, even though in a joint session, Skip, guys still are not trying to let you catch the